Hey everyone, Leo here, and welcome back to another episode of the Diaz Traveling Show. Now, this is our stop over in Montpellier, and it was our trip that we made our way out west, and it wasn't too far from the water, and it had a lot of other little towns close by that we could visit pretty easily, so it seemed like a pretty good place to stay. Now, we were supposed to spend a month here, and Uncle James and Aunt Susie were planning a visit to come see Dominic and all of us. So needless to say, we were all pretty excited. Now, the trip started out pretty routine. You know, we're getting to know our bearings. We explored around a bit, all the surroundings. We got groceries and just began to settle in. And it seemed like it was just another day on our travels in a new place. So we didn't think too much of it. But that's when disaster struck and we found bed bugs in our apartment. Now, this sucked because Dawn at the end had, I think, over 300 different welts on her body. So that kind of set the tone of our trip. Needless to say, we moved on from that, left pretty quickly. We left that Airbnb for another one, only to discover that there was mold in those mattresses. So we decided to check into a hotel and just give it a break. So at that point, our opinion of Montpellier was not so stellar by this point, but we did manage to find a really clean Airbnb after that, and just in time for James and Susie's visit. So that was really good. Now, like usual, it's always a fantastic time seeing James and Susie, especially in different countries. And for us, this was definitely a highlight of our trip here in Montpellier. And Dominic absolutely loved it. He loved seeing his Aunt Susie and Uncle James, and always makes the best of times when he's with them, always playing games and just generally having fun with them, doing silly things. So it's always awesome time seeing them. And it was pretty cool to meet up in France, eating our baguettes, croissants, and drinking our French wine. It's just really fantastic to meet up with the people who are close to you, especially on a year-long trip overseas, because it just makes that trip that much more special. Now, once they settled in and we reassured them that there were no bed bugs, our trip got started pretty quickly. Now, we explored the town itself, but we also got to go out and about, take the train to other towns. And to tell you the truth, I think Dom didn't even pay attention to any of the places we were going. He was just too enthralled with seeing his Aunt Susie and Uncle James, and was just having a fantastic time with them, doing silly stuff and just playing games. But we did do quite a bit of walking, and as in good fashion with Donna, we walked everywhere. Now, I don't know why I always sound surprised when I say this, but we do a lot of walking. And really, in this whole year overseas, I'm more impressed with Dominic, because sometimes we're walking between anywhere from 15 to 20 kilometers in a day, and Dominic has been phenomenal. Now, compound all that walking along with the really hot temperatures, it made for some pretty epic stops at some restaurants and some cafes where nice cold beer did the trick. Now, the whole bedbug experience did sour our opinion of Montpellier a bit, and we did want to get out of there as soon as possible, but I do have to say there are some nice places in and around this area, so it was a shame that we didn't give it a fair chance. Seeing Aunt Susie and Uncle James and going to the places that we did see gave Montpellier a bit of redemption, so that was a good part. And that concludes our trip out to Montpellier. I hope you guys had fun, because we kind of did. So until next time, stay tuned and stay safe.